Well, come on in, come on in.
I am back. What it do, baby?
As we move through 2025, baby, we are still in January and there is so much coming out. All of the things that I've been teaching you guys here on my channel are coming to the surface.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Now that we have that right on out of the way, let's hop right into this, because at the end of the day, the one thing that everybody is seeking after, running after, is long, thick hair. We should be pressed about healthy hair, but the truth of the matter is that is not the priority. For over a decade, there has been a whole branch of YouTube that has caused you guys to go down so many wrong paths that it makes no sense, all to get longer hair, not understanding the holistic practice of hair care itself. And today, the example that I'm using is from Chad, Africa, Chebe powder. Now, everybody's been hearing about Chebe powder and people are under the impression that all you have to do is put this on your hair and your hair will grow. Well, in reality, the women from Chad, Africa are using Chebe powder, which we'll talk about in a second, to retain length, not to grow hair. And these practices of constantly packing all of these things on the scalp are one of the many things that they put into effect, because culturally, having thin edges and a hairline that is pushed back or bald is something that shows like prominence. It is elite, right? So let's break down Chebe, because Chebe is a powder and it's a traditional hair care product that originates from Chad, Africa. It is made from a blend of natural ingredients, seeds, herbs, and spices. The primary components typically include lavender, the Chebe plant, and cherry seeds, cloves, fenugreek seeds, and stone scents, a type of resin. Okay, and these ingredients are all mixed up together, ground into a fine powder, and it is added to the ends of the hair. They use a little bit of water just to pre-open the hair's cuticle a little bit more to make it able to go inside to penetrate. And all of these ingredients together act as something to retain length. If you pay attention to the videos, they are not putting this all over the scalp. They're not covering the scalp in Chebe powder. You only put it on the ends, and actually it is not recommended whatsoever to put Chebe on the scalp at all. It will cause massive scalp inflammation and so many other ailments. But you guys have seen or heard of Chebe online. This original video, if I'm not mistaken, only has about 2,000 views. I'll leave the link in the description box below. But what happens is people who are into natural hair care, or whatever you want to call it, they see different things online and then they make up a content for people to watch. And see, my issue is not with necessarily the content creator. I need everybody to understand holistically what this is, right? If somebody just says, hey, I'm gonna go to TJ Maxx, I saw this new oil that they have there and I'm gonna try cooking my chicken in it, right? You are not going to expect everyone in the cooking community to go into restaurants and say, hey, what kind of oil did you cook my chicken in? Because I follow this girl online and she said that that type of oil is wrong. Nobody does that. But within the Black community, that's not how it is, right? You see something online, you see something on YouTube, and because they said that this helps with hair growth, and because they said to use it and they have long hair, you automatically think that it's something that you should do as well. But I need you guys to understand that when it comes to Chebe retention batter, just one thing that I'm using for an example, right? There is nothing wrong with it. I'm a herbalist. I love Chebe powder. I love it, right? I love fenugreek. I love all of these things. But as a herbalist, in loving something, you want to know all components of that thing that you love, right? And so with me loving herbs like fenugreek, I want to know the pros and the cons, the good and the bad. And by knowing the good and the bad of all of these herbs that you're supposed to be in love with, that God put here for us to help us, I need you to understand that you have to learn all aspects and the full holistic practices of these herbs. And again, yes, these women have extremely long hair because Chebe powder is helping them to retain length. But when you get into the science of it, and I tell you guys all the time that I'm a research scientist, I know that because I don't post degrees and things of that nature online. It's hard for some people to receive, but people are weird. I'm never posting any of my personal information online. If you want to take what I have to say, take it. If not, then don't, right? But when it comes to Chebe powder and making Chebe powder, it was never something that was meant to be added to the scalp. And Chebe does not help grow your hair. It helps you to retain length, right? Okay, so I want you to notice her hairline, right? Look how long her hair is, but then look how short her hairline is. These things are on purpose, right? And when you go into the full holistic practice of these beautiful women from Chad, Africa, and you ask them, well, what exactly is the reason behind it? Well, having thinner edges is like looked at as a form of, you know, prominence, like you're more so royalty. It's a different level of esteem when you have a thinner hairline. Something that they find so much shame in here in the United States is something that gives you maximum prominence in their tribe, right? So the things that they do are the things that y'all do on a regular basis that you think gives you longer hair, right? So yes, absolutely, they're packing the hair full of all of this Chebe and all of this water, and their hair is longer. But I also need you to look at her hairline. She makes the braids. She does tight braids along the hairline, really tight braids, and then they add like a whole lot of different oils, like coconut oil and all of the different oils and butters that y'all like to use. They add those butters to the hairline, and there's one purpose and one purpose only: to make the hairline thinner, because that's what it's supposed to be: long, beautiful hair and a thin hairline. And when you pack your hair full of products and things of that nature, one of the first things that happens is it begins to increase the amount of sebum production within the sebaceous gland of the hair's follicle. And upon it creating all of these new secretions, because it's triggered from stress, remember, any form of stress, whether that's tight braids, whether that's the scalp's oxygen flow being cut off, any of those things induce stress. And when stress is induced, then the sebum production level is upped, right? And when the sebum level is up, then yeah, the hair is shinier, but if it's not controlled, this is when you run into scalp inflammation. Because if the sebum production is like ramped up, right, the Demodex mites that I taught you about, they go into overdrive, and they're like, okay, God, we got it. You put us here to eat all of the overproduction of sebum. We're gonna have more babies so we can eat even more sebum to help this human that we are in. I need you to understand, right, that Demodex mites are parasites, and a parasite is a living organism that needs another living organism to survive. So their lifespan, how many of them they are, is all going to be dependent on you, your patterns, your routines, the way you wear your hair, the things you put in your hair. These are the things that I need you to understand. So when you go into copying the routines and patterns of women in other countries, I need you to look at the full holistic practice. Her hair growth cycle isn't thrown off by the different things that she ingests into the body, because her diet in Chad, Africa is nothing like even the healthiest American diet is still nothing compared to the natural diet that they have. Again, I also want you to pay attention to, they don't leave the braids just hanging down. They wrap it up and leave it alone. So that way the ends are not bothered at all. That's how it goes. And pay attention to around the hairline, amongst the hairline where the thinning really was, there was all of the oils, all of the butters. And notice that the Chebe that they used, they weren't slapping it on the scalp. It was from mid shafts to ends. These are the things that you have to understand. So years and years and years ago, and this was before I finished my full 4 or 5 different herbalism courses that I took, right? So before, when I first started, I had no idea. I learned too about the wonderful aspects of aloe vera. Oh my God, aloe vera is amazing. Its cell regenerative properties for the human body are out of this world. You know why? Aloe vera is made up of some of the same exact amino acids that your body uses to make your hair, skin, and nails. So aloe is made of the same proteins that your hair is made of. And for that reason, you have to understand that aloe by itself, unsifted, without any different additions, does not go in the hair. So when you see something that says aloe butter, right, or aloe vera oil, it's not necessarily just pure oil squeezed from aloe vera. No, this oil that you're looking at right now specifically, I do not know if this specific blend is available anymore, but on the CynDoll network, I'll be adding videos in more detail and some more resources. I'm not doing any of that stuff no more here on YouTube, right? But when it comes to this one, when we're talking about amla oil and the aloe vera oil, I need y'all to understand that these oils are not just pure from the plant. No, there is a carrier oil and a extract. So the different oils that I add in this video are because at the time I hadn't finished my herbalism course and I did not understand that how I wasn't certified in producing my own tinctures and extracts and things of that nature. So I purchased tinctures and extracts that were already made. So remember what I told you that Chebe powder was actually made of. Chebe powder is literally a bunch of crushed herbs put together. We mix them with a carrier oil and a butter so they can thicken up, and it is to be added to the ends of the hair only to retain length, and it is to be added in a very, very, very small and subtle amount. So you know the way that you see all of the braiders now taking a whole bunch of edge control and just packing it in the scalp to make the perfect parts. If you use Chebe powder like that, I guarantee you will have scalp inflammation in at least 3 to 6 months. And I think the thing about it is you guys will blame one product for something, right? Like, let's just use Mielle Organics for example. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve blame. I'm just using this for an example. You'll take Mielle Organics, right? And you'll blame them. But in reality, you use something else on your scalp 3-4 months ago, and you're just seeing the result of it today. Because with the human scalp, it takes time. Your body is a city that's constantly fighting against the things that come to attack you, even the things that you bring along. So most of the time, it takes about 3 months for the thing that you did to show up. So most of y'all can't really blame just Mielle Organics for the balding. And these are things that we have to talk about. That video of the Chebe powder was taken completely off my YouTube channel. I only added it now because there is an ebook that I have for you guys if you're interested in making your own Chebe butter, and that is one of the most purchased ebooks in the apothecary. So it's time for us to talk, and I think that this is the time for you to do one or two things. Either get your tea, adjust yourself and get ready, or go ahead and leave, because if you sensitive, you ain't gonna like this. I know that you probably meant this out of love, but I get this comment way too much. You guys, some of you are brand new to my channel and you've never heard me talk before, and then maybe you've just now heard of me within the last 6 months or maybe within the last year. But listen, I've been on this for 12 years, right? So way back when Team Natural first started, okay, I was the girl that was getting attacked by all your favorite Team Natural people, and I'm not lying. Go on their channels and look it up. They all have videos about me, whether directly with my face on the screen or indirectly, right? Oh, baby, get your money, it's fine, right? But I need you to understand that I have been saying this for over a decade. A decade is 10 years. I've been saying these things for over a decade. And I told you guys at the end of 2024, which was less than 60 days ago, my baby, I told you that all of these things would happen. And I told you that slowly but surely you would start to see all of the people that you guys have been following come out and say, hey, we're not going to do this anymore without accountability. Now, there are some people that don't want to hear about it. There are over 1,000 videos here on my channel, and I work really hard to make sure that I have different playlists set up. So if you don't want to hear anything about Team Natural, any direction, if you don't want any education and you want specific things, then go to a specific playlist and pick that specific playlist and get that video that you're looking for. But when I left the hair industry, I only left the hair industry from the perspective of standing behind the chair. Now today, I work directly with dermatologists. I work part-time in a dermatologist's office, right? As the consultant that is there, okay? As a research scientist and a trichologist and a cosmetologist on staff that is there, that they introduce for consult. This is what I do. So after long work days, like the one that I'm gonna have today, after I get done with this voiceover, after having 5 or 6 clients in a day and everybody having the same exact issue and everybody having the same exact source, absolutely, I'm constantly getting online and I'm constantly posting these videos because you guys see the positivity, right? You see the great parts. You see the things that work out so good for people, because when somebody tries your favorite Team Natural hack that has 500,000 views or 3 million views on it, the only people who make videos about it are the people that it works out for, guaranteed. The people that it doesn't work out for, the people who go bald from doing these things, the people who get a negative reaction from doing these things, they come and they book people like me. They come and they book trichologists like me. They come and they book consultations, or they book consultation programs, right, for 4 months, like the one that I provide, with licensed professionals, because following YouTubers led them down a path that they do not know how to break free from. Now, this was sent to me this morning, right, by my girl T. So I want y'all to know, I do not know this woman. I don't care. When I say I don't care about these people, I don't mean like, oh, if something happens to them, like I won't care. No, that's not what I'm saying, right? Because listen, I'm so emotional sometimes. I may cry if an ant fart too hard and it make him bust his butt and he pass out. Like, so I am not in any way, shape, or form saying like attacking anybody or coming after nobody, but I do not care. I do not have this personal anger that everybody has that gets so mad. No, I don't have any of that. My passion and my intensity comes from my real 9 to 5, right? The real job that I do that helps me pay my rent and my bills is servicing women who have followed the Team Natural community for years and years and years and are now at a place where nothing that they do now changes the type of inflammation and the different types of scalp disorders that they have. Now, over the years, I have been telling y'all that the people that y'all listen to online, that the people that y'all listen to here on social media do not know what they're talking about. They're just making things up, throwing it at a wall, and whatever sticks, whatever gets the most views, that's what they're putting out. I read this, but I have nothing to do with the people that she names. I do not care. I know that most of y'all are walking around YouTube looking for the next drama filled thing, and you will not find that here. You won't. You will not find that here, because that is not what I'm here for in any way, shape, or form. I'm showing you this because you guys hear the videos that I've made over the last decade and plus, right? Over the last decade plus, and you can also now see that they're all coming back and saying, I know we've been telling y'all to do this and not to listen to the professional cosmetologists that told you not to do it, but I was following the curly girl method, the no oils, the no creams, the no butters, and my hair is messed up and this and that. And everyone, y'all can read it on your own, right? Excuse me. Even down to these product lines. Product lines are coming out. I don't even know what product line that is. That has nothing to do with me. So if any of y'all watch this video, Sam made a video about me. No, she didn't. I do not know y'all. I can't even repeat to y'all who the people are in this. I just glanced over it. We talked about it, and I'm like, heck no, because every other day I'm getting emails and video links and all types of things of all of the people that got y'all to stop going to professional cosmetologists because their way was better. It's all coming out now. So this is the thing. Some people are on the channel like, oh, Sin, we don't want to hear it anymore. But y'all, do y'all know how many professional cosmetologists have had their heart broken by the Team Natural community over the past decade? It's been over a decade. I had somebody comment on my channel on the last video, I'll leave it in the description box below, saying that she left the industry 20 years ago. There are cosmetologists that have been doing this for longer than most of the Team Natural girls have been alive, and they've all left the hair industry and got into other brackets of the hair industry, myself included. They've either left the hair industry completely, or they were so in love with the science of the human body, they just picked another part. They like, okay, hair, it sucks, it's heartbreaking, but hair is obviously not the thing that I can do, so I'll move on. I'll move on to another part of the human body, right? Or I'll move on to a different form of consultant, and that's what they've done. But when you go on YouTube now, all you see is, oh, the hair industry sucks. Absolutely, the hair industry sucks now, because y'all have been following these Team Natural people for over a decade, and everything that they're all coming forth and saying, oh, this is wrong with my hair now. We've been telling y'all that this was going to happen years ago. But because it wasn't happening that day, and because that day their hair was looking beautiful, nobody had anything to say except for we're lying, except for we're hating. So now, here we go in 2025, not 2024, I was about to say that. Here we go in 2025, right? Today is January 16th, 2025, and here we are. Here we are at a place where all of the people that led you to this place, that have Black women having the biggest and most outrageous forms of scalp inflammation in this country, all of the people who got you there, none of them are taking accountability for it. Nobody is saying I should have never stepped on YouTube and told millions of women to listen to me, knowing that I don't know what I'm talking about. Professional cosmetologists, it's your fault. because we used to have gates, but now the professional cosmetologists are doing the same thing that the YouTubers are doing. So the water is muddied, right? And then when professional cosmetologists, or because that's not even the title that I tote the most now, because it ain't the one I spent the most money on. But when people like me come out and say, hey, don't do this because this is gonna happen, like I've been doing here on my channel for over a decade, you don't listen. You attack. You cussing and calling them out of their names. I need you to look in the mirror and take some accountability. It's something that nobody wants to do. But hey, I got 10,000 bags of accountability in my pockets, and I'm passing them out for fun. Because what we're not gonna do is come into 2025 just like, oh, okay, I know I said to do this, but it's just this one thing that was wrong that's messing up my hair, and now we're gonna do this. And nobody's saying, oh, let's follow professionals, I was wrong. No, nobody's doing that, because all of y'all see the videos that professionals like myself are making, and nobody's coming out and saying, okay, I was wrong, I'm a part of the problem, I'm a professional that folded, I should not have done that. I should not have done that. It's just gonna be, hey, we're changing it up a little bit. I'm just changing. This is my new routine. This is my new pattern. And nobody's going to be held accountable for the legions of Black cosmetologists that are freaking amazing that have left this industry. Nobody's going to take accountability for it. And then when I say something about it, it's like, here Sin goes being mad. I am not mad. I am not upset. I am in an excellent mood today. Today, we are adding 9 new blends to the apothecary, and I will be shipping orders until my fingers turn blue today. Okay, I am very happy. I am very well. All right, I am not upset. I am not mad. So if anybody's reacting to this video like, oh, she big mad, they're big confused. I am not mad. I am very blunt. And I've been telling y'all since the day I started talking about this, that when the shit hits the fan, that I was coming. So y'all should have knew it. You should have knew it. And every time you see it, just come to my channel and be like, oh, I know seeing on it. I am. Because the amount of cosmetologists that you guys have lost, the amount of cosmetologists that are on their way out of this industry is crazy. And the fact that the people who started it are just like, oh, never mind. Oh, I was wrong. Oh my God. I'm supposed to do that, but no, we're not doing that. So yes, I think it's amazing that everybody's being accountable and saying, or not, ooh, that was a lie. I like that everybody is coming out and saying, all right, let's not do this anymore. But I need y'all to be accountable. You know why? Because people like me are still getting pushback from the things that y'all knew that y'all were never supposed to do in the first place. People like me are still leaving the industry and without other plans. I left the industry with other plans. I had multiple job offers before I left, and I picked the best one for me. But everybody isn't in that position. Some people thought that they were going to do hair for the rest of their life, like I did. But most of them left because of these product lines and because of YouTubers. And that's just that on that. And however it is that y'all want to feel about it is however it is that y'all decide to feel about it. But at the end of the day, y'all need to start holding these people accountable the same way y'all been trying to hold professional cosmetologists accountable. Anytime I make a video, right, about the science of hair or about anything, people are like, oh, what are your credentials? List your credentials. The girls y'all been following haven't listed one credential. They've never had one. The majority of the people that y'all listen to just went to cosmetology school 5 minutes ago. So why is it that They don't have to give you a credential, but I do. It's not going to go down like that. You're either going to hear what I have to say and start doing your own research, or you won't. But at the end of the day, it is up to you, because no matter how much time has passed, every time a YouTuber gets online, they got a new hack, a new pattern, a new routine. Oh, this made my hands break out, so I'm not going to use it no more. This made my hair break out, so I'm not going to use it no more. This product's wrong. No. Professional cosmetologists, the majority of every good cosmetologist, not majority, every good cosmetologist that I know has been sticking with the same product lines since the beginning. It don't matter what products come out, they not trying them. It doesn't matter. So I love you, and I'm sorry if my videos are irritating to y'all, you know, me talking about Team Natural stuff and all of that, but this is what it's gonna be. And lastly, I'm not going to be a test dummy. We're not going to replace Team Natural playing your hair practices with me playing in my hair. And moreover, the way that y'all have stuff to say about me, I wish I would put my beautiful daughter here on YouTube as some type of form of education or entertainment. I'm not using myself or my daughter as an education piece. I understand where you're coming from, but that's just not my thing. Everybody that I've ever learned from, every class that I've ever taken, every degree that I've acquired, all of the information that I learned, no instructor was ever teaching me by demonstrating on their own hair. Nobody. So that's not the type of education that I'm giving here on my channel. So if that's the type of education that you need, then there are so many channels that do that. I thank you guys so much for sticking with me and watching. All right, I have orders and stuff to pack, so I'm gonna see you all later. And in our next video, we're getting all into herbs. I'm not talking about this for a couple days unless one of y'all send me something else. I hope that in 2025 y'all start getting some accountability. Let's talk in the comments.